Section 5.1, example 7, finding the y-intercept and x-intercepts of the parabola. Find the y-intercept and x-intercepts of the quadratic. So just like before, when we look at a line, our x-intercept happens when we intersect the x-axis, and that's where y is equal to 0. Our y-intercept happens when we intercept the y-axis, and that's where x is equal to 0. So to find the y-intercept, x equals 0. To find the x-intercept, y equals 0. So let's start with the y-intercept. So y-intercept happens when x is equal to 0. So here we're going to evaluate our function at 0. So everywhere we see an x, we're going to plug in a 0. F of 0 is equal to 3 times 0 squared plus 5 times 0 minus 2. So this part goes to 0. This part goes to 0. So we're left with negative 2. So we say that this is a point when x is 0, y is negative 2. That's our y-intercept. And I wish the x-intercept was just as easy, but this one's going to be a little bit tougher. X-intercept happens when y is equal to 0. So we're going to set our function equal to 0. So here we have 3x squared plus 5x minus 2 equals 0. Oh, I wish we had a couple of tools to teach us how to solve for quadratics like this. Oh, wait, we do. So if you want to go back a couple of sections, actually a couple of chapters, I believe, to where we were solving quadratic functions or quadratic equations, there are a bunch of different ways that you could solve this equation. I'm going to be a little bit lazy and use our quadratic formula just to make this a little bit quicker. So our quadratic formula, if we have a function in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c, we're able to plug it into our quadratic formula and say that x is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So here in this case, negative b, so b is 5. Negative 5 plus or minus the square root of 5 squared minus 4a is 3. And c is negative 2. All over 2 times a. And a is 3. 2 times 3. And now that we have this, we just simplify and see what we end up with. Negative 5 plus or minus the square root of 25 minus 4 times 3, or negative 4 times 3 is a negative 12. Negative 12 times negative 2 is going to be a positive 24. And we're dividing all of that by 3 times 2 is 6. Negative 5 plus or minus the square root of 25 plus 24 is 49 over 6. That's negative 5 plus or minus the square root of 49 is 7 over 6. So we end up with two solutions here. X is equal to negative 5 plus 7 over 6. And also x is equal to negative 5 minus 7 over 6. So this one's equal to negative 5 plus 7, which is 2. 2 over 6 is equal to 1 over 3. Over here, negative 5 minus 7 is a negative 12 over 6, giving us a negative 2. So we have those two solutions. X is equal to 1 over 3 and also negative 2. Actually, they wanted our x-intercept and y-intercept. So here, here our solution is when x is 1/3, y is 0, and when x is -2, y is also 0. Those are the intercepts. Our x-intercept. Over here, we have our y-intercept, our x-intercept, and that answers everything that they wanted from us. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Otherwise, bye.